All right, welcome to the next level. Got my man Tierre Browne with us today. How we doing, Tierre?
Pretty good, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming up, dude.
Yeah, man.
Leaving the nice, warm Miami for a little brisk. Actually, it's a nice day in Connecticut today. You lucked out.
Yeah, we lucked out. It's a nice
for our weather.
It's a nice 37 and sunny. I love
it. Is it that warm? 37?
I think it was 37. Yeah.
Nice. Love it. Well, we're gonna talk about, dude. I was blown away by what we discussed on your True Talk, right? Like, I knew what you did production-wise. I didn't realize that the bulk of it was done overseas.
Yeah.
Just this past year, which is awesome because we talk about this a lot, how you can do this from anywhere. And there's a few people here and there that, you know, there's a guy I think lives in like Colombia or something, sells virtually, right? But it's not, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But you last year sold right around almost $2 million in annuities overseas.
Yeah.
While you were on a vacation, a 9-week vacation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is awesome. The funny thing is I've had people, not lately, but like going back a year or two ago, that sat in that same seat and told me that you can't sell IULs over the phone. You have to go in person. And annuities, God, you could never sell everything. You could sell mortgage and final expense over the phone, Mike, but annuities and IULs, you can't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to hear?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because, you know, Zoom is like if you're sitting in their living room and they don't have to clean up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've shifted to predominantly IULs and annuities, and you do not go out in the home anymore.
Correct.
And actually, when you were going out in the home, you weren't even selling IULs and annuities.
I was only selling final expense.
Right. So you kind of did the opposite of what these people are saying.
Yeah. In the beginning, it was just final expense.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what annuities or IULs were.
Yeah.
When I went telesales and I did like, you know, live call transfers, it was a lot of final expense and term.
Okay.
But I still didn't really capture how I can do an IUL over the phone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, you kind of do want to show the person what you're doing. So you want to do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
So then I have like little, like quirky little features that I always say, like, you know, look, we used to do this in person, but now we don't do it anymore because you guys used to get us sick during that time in 2020. So now we do it all over Zoom. And look, now you don't even have to clean up.
Right.
And they're like, oh, that's great. What time? Perfect. What's a good time? You know, and kind of jump into it. But
so you transitioned to telesales first and then moved to IULs and annuities.
Yeah. So like the business for the field lead flow was my issue.
Okay.
So because of South Florida and all the agents that were like populating that region, I needed to get more leads in other places.
Yeah.
So I transitioned to live call transfers so I could sell any other state.
Got it.
That made sense. I didn't have to focus on local. I just did it everywhere.
So that's when you moved out of the in-home.
Yeah. I kind
process.
of did some in-home or door knocked and things like that, but not as much. It was probably like 80-20. Like I tried the hybrid system of like some days this and some days it confused me. It was too much going on. It was way too many different scenarios going on. Or like, what if I was in the field and I forgot to turn off my live transfers? Then what happens? And I'm in a client's house and the phone is like, it just I couldn't keep track of it.
Yeah.
So then I did that for like a good year. And then I transitioned like 1 year completely cold turkey. Like December, I kind of turned off mailers and all these different field sort of things and turned off my live transfers, figured out which IULs and annuity route I wanted to go.
And you weren't selling annuities and IULs at that time at all?
Nobody on my whole team wasn't. It was only me.
Yeah. So
I didn't really bounce anything off of anybody. I watched a bunch of videos to get the word tracks down.
Yeah.
And figured out with me, I needed to have a conversation with a client and then buy myself some time to then show them. So that was the pitch to the Zoom because I was buying time to figure it out, calling carriers, telling me what I should do to then Zoom it to show it to them.
Got it.
But then it just kind of kept going because then pitch to Zoom, if you showed up, well, in the beginning I was like pitch to Zoom and I would really like hunker down and really focus on what I'm going to do and what I'm going to show.
On the pitch.
On the, like in that middle time. So like it's Monday, I pitch you, and Wednesday we have Zoom. On Tuesday, I'm working your case, trying to figure out where am I going to go with this. Right? And then
so you're buying yourself time.
I was buying myself time.
Is that why you started Pitch to Zoom?
Yes, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I would pitch.
Why did you want to go IULs and annuities at that point?
I really I wanted stickier business.
Okay.
And I wanted to be able to have more leverage with time.
Got it. So you started this pitch to Zoom to buy yourself. So pitch to Zoom is essentially a 2-call close, right?
Basically a 2-call close.
You're calling the lead. What are you doing back then? What were you doing on that pitch call?
It's the same that I do now.
Okay.
It's literally a 7-minute conversation. You either booked on my calendar or it's a lead that came in. You know, when you were looking at the IUL information was what questions did you have, or do you want me to give you a summary?
Yeah.
Simple conversational. They're like, oh, I have this question. Perfect. Just so you know, we're going to keep this conversational and really simple, and I'm not going to try to sell you anything because I'm not.
Right.
And plus, then your pressure is way down because you know I'm not trying to sell you. Right?
So these are IUL leads.
IUL leads.
Right. That you talk to them first time, you're getting the feel for what they're looking for. Are you doing any health qualification on this call?
Basic health.
Basic health.
Like, how's your health on a scale of 1 to 5?
Yeah.
Oh, 5 being great. Like, can you jump on a table like a rock star?
Yeah.
No, I have a bad hip. Do you take any meds for that hip? Do you take anything? Diabetes, anything crazy? Any heart attacks? Any crazy medical things going in the last 5 years? No. But it really wasn't a disqualifier question. It was more of a question just to ask, because when they showed up to my Zoom, then I have a plethora of products that I could sell to them. So it didn't matter. But it was just to build up enough trust, not feel salesy, and get them to the next level.
Now, would you know on that pitch call if they could qualify for the IUL or not? No.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really. Like on a scale of 1 to 5, if they said like my health is like a 1 or a 2, I would kind of put a little marker. I would actually, with a red marker, write in red, no IUL. But when if they showed up to the Zoom, then I would say, okay, so we're talking about this IUL, and then I would dig a little bit more into the health, and then say, okay, so look, everything that you're describing is great, and IUL would be kind of good for you, but it's got a health component to it. And I don't think your cocktail is going to allow for this, but I have this backup option. And then I would flow them into whatever other products.
Okay. On that pitch call, actually back up. You talk to 10 people in these pitch calls. How many of those are going to be pitched to Zoom on average?
Pitch to Zoom?
Yeah.
Probably all 10 of them. All of them,
okay.
Yeah.
So if you get them on the phone,
I'm going to pitch to Zoom.
There's nothing on that call where you're like, you know what, this doesn't make sense. We're not gonna,
No, okay. Because even if you told me you had a heart attack 6 months ago and you show up, that means you want something.
Got it.
And nobody else, and you've probably told that same story of I've had a heart attack to 3 other people, and they've told you, no, you can't get anything. And I've told you, oh, I can't wait to see you on the Zoom.
Yeah.
And then you show up to the Zoom.
So this is really just to build some initial trust.
Correct.
And then buy you some time to kind of figure out what to actually pitch to them.
Correct. And in the beginning, I used to I
needed that time.
I needed that time. I'm going to work your case. I'm going to crunch the data. And I was trying to figure it out.
Right. And you weren't bullshitting because you needed it at that time.
But you know when that stopped? I stopped crunching the data when people stopped showing up to Zoom, because then I wasted time.
Okay.
So then what I did is I still did pitch to Zoom, but I just waited till you came to Zoom.
Okay.
And now I was confident enough where I could run everything real time.
Got it.
So I don't waste the time. I sometimes do 1-call closes on even IULs, and I've even done 1-call closes this year on annuities.
Yeah.
Like 1 call, talk about the annuity. You have time now. You want to schedule it? No, let's do it now. Great. I'm going to send you a Zoom link right now. Check your email. It's in there.
Okay. So you'll do them where they make sense.
Right. But most are 2-call.
Got it. If you have 10 people you speak to, you pitch them all a Zoom, you got 10 appointments set, how many show up?
Usually like 6 or 7.
Okay, so not bad.
It's not bad.
I mean,
and usually if they show up to Zoom, we're closing them.
Really?
Like usually 5 or 6 I would say 6 out of 7 for sure. 5 out of 7 we're closing.
Got it. So what happens now on that Zoom call?
On the Zoom, we go over. So like the end of the pitch, I'm kind of locking it down with, this is your health. This is your monthly payment number that's comfortable. Remember, if I don't tell you, Mike, on the Zoom, but write down these 2 things. I got to tell you about overfunding, and I also got to tell you about these new compounding interest accounts.
So you're even getting their finances on this pitch call, enough to know budget-wise what they have.
Yeah, enough to know what's comfortable for them as a monthly payment. And then I'm telling you these 2 things that I'm not going to tell you anything more about than these 2 things about overfunding, flexible payment. Oh, and I also got to tell you about these 2 new, BlackRock. And they're like, yeah, I heard of that. Remind me to tell you about that. So write that down. So what did I tell you, those 3 things? And they're like, oh, overfunding and BlackRock. And what was the other thing? Oh, about flexible payment. Yeah. Remember that.
You do that on every pitch.
I do it on every pitch. So then the client is like, man, I got to remember to tell this guy these 3 things. And then they show up to Zoom, and I usually go over it in the first like 5 minutes. So I never forget it because I say it as part of my script. But people will say, like, I'll purposely leave something out, and they'll be like, hey, weren't you supposed to tell me about BlackRock? Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for reminding me. And I just kind of go with it.
That's cool.
But on the Zoom itself, it's, you know, you told me your monthly payment that's comfortable. I'm going to show you an illustration of that. Is that number really comfortable or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to go a little higher, a little lower?
This is after you've qualified them health-wise, right?
Kind of, sort of. It's kind of while we're doing it. So,
got it.
You know, we've asked some basic health questions. So if they're green highlighted, they're good to go. Yeah. If they're red, then I'm maybe pivoting somewhere else. But we're still working with your monthly payment.
Right,
number.
You're still using that same payment, regardless if it's going IUL, if you got to do a final expense or some type of
or
annuity.
You're doing a combo or whatever it may be.
Got
right,
it.
You're still using that number because that's their comfortable space.
Sure.
Because a lot of times people are looking for an IUL, say for either replacement of a 401k or addition to. So if they're, say, not doing a 401k, you're putting this money in a bank already. Wouldn't it be way better to put it in an account that's gaining 8 to 10% versus 1% at the bank?
Right.
Like, you know the bank is laughing at you when you put your money in there, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, they are? I'm like, yeah, because then they re-lend that money out for 8 to 10, 12%, and they give you 0.01%. Like, it makes no sense to keep it there.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, so that 500 that I'm putting in the bank, yeah, why don't you just reallocate those resources? Like maybe put 100 over there so you have some spending money to spend on your wife. But maybe we look at 400. Is that comfortable? Yeah, cool. All right, let's do that. Let's schedule the Zoom for that.
Yeah.
So it's all comfortable funds, right? But then on the Zoom, I literally bring up the illustration, show it to him real time, go through the data points, talk about those 3 different questions that we went over. That I left you with on the last call. Go through the illustration, show you how to overfund it, how you can maximize this. Yeah. Also show you kind of like, you know, were you looking at this for just like we have a conversation kind of about like, is this your first insurance policy?
What do most people say?
I have already insurance. I said it's through your job. Yeah. So I said, do you have anything private? No. So let's say, exactly. So let's say you let your job let you go because they don't need you anymore. And you passed away, do you think your family needs more than the minimum death benefit, or they need a little, like, or you're okay with the minimum? And then I explain, because I could structure this 2 different ways. I could structure this where you get a big death benefit and you grow cash. Or we could say forget about the death benefit altogether. Like you get the lowest death benefit and most max cash, but it's going to take you more time to grow a death benefit. Which one's more important, death benefit or not? And they're like, what do you think? It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
You decide. You tell me, excuse me, you tell me right now what's more important to you. So if you tell me you're married and you have kids and you have no other insurance, I'm going to say let's go 50-50 split on it. Let's look at both. Or let's look at one that's going to give you a little more death benefit. And then I just show it to them. And then usually by the end of my presentation, most clients are like, okay, so what's next? And I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. Yeah. And they're like, well, how do I get one? Can I get one with you? And I'm like, yeah, I just need you to, if you could, like, remember I'm a guy, right? So I can't multitask. We're going to do the application. It takes about 10 minutes. Yeah. Let me just ask you the questions that are in the application and try not to give me any extra. And there will be silence because I don't have a lot of small talk left.
Yeah.
And indirectly, that's just to get the client to know, like, hey, I need quiet and focus.
Right.
But it's more so because I'm multitasking with other things unrelated to that client, you know?
Yeah. Your pitch call here is about 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, 7, 10 minutes
7 to 10
max.
minutes.
Yeah.
How long are your Zooms on average?
Less than 45 minutes.
Less than 45 minutes. From your pitch call to your Zoom, when are you trying to book that? 24 hours, 48?
Yeah, usually within the next 48 hours.
48 hours. Yeah. So kind of like back in our day when we would dial appointments, like we weren't booking out more than 2 days. Because if I'm going, hey, next Tuesday, are you going to be there? You ain't going to be there.
Well, I mean, I do have it. Like sometimes people are like only off on Mondays, right? So if they're Monday and they're like, you know, really pressing, like, hey, I can't do this week.
Right.
I'm like, all right, cool. Look, I'm going to be your guy for next Monday. Are you better in the afternoon or the evening? And they're like, how about the morning? I said, no, I can't give you the morning because the morning I'm not working. I'm not doing anything in the morning. I'm doing afternoons or evenings. Oh, well, evenings. Okay, good. How late in the evening? Well, I need like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. All right, cool. I'll be there. Will you be there for sure? Mm-hmm. Now, my computer is going to drip on you. It's like
Right,
AIs,
you're gonna get
reminders and text messages and all kinds of stuff.
But you're trying to get it in the next 24 to 48, right? You said the appointment about 45 minutes.
Yep.
Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is you doing this overseas, right? So someone who's brand new and they hear this and go, dude, that sounds awesome, right? So I can go on a trip anywhere and do it. What do they need to know? Because I'm sure there's probably a learning curve there. There's a lot of things you realize. It's not like pulling up the internet in your office, right? Like you mentioned on the True Talk, there was one place where the internet sucked.
Yeah.
Well, that can screw everything up, right? So
excuse me.
If I'm brand new Tierre and I'm going, dude, I want to go. I got this trip coming up, be away for 3 weeks. I want to sell virtually. What do I need to know?
Well, I think first, right now,
you
need to have a super consistent schedule, and like do your consistent schedule for 3-4 weeks. So if you're thinking about taking a trip for say 3 weeks, between now and 3 weeks, I would say be very, very consistent in your work schedule and your discipline to your schedule, and give up all the extras. Like if you're gonna be say 6 hours ahead somewhere, then you need to get very comfortable working late nights now, because your mind is going to be, okay, I'm going to be awake for the whole day. And then at night, I need to take a nap, really, some point.
Right.
To be able to last the nighttime hours, right? Yeah. Because like I would nap from 9 to 9:40, like 9 to like 10:30 every night. And then I would Zoom from 11 till 4.
Yeah.
So you need to be like super disciplined to your schedule now, and your routine needs to be the same. Then like systems wise, you need to have internet. So equipment wise, if you're in the States, internet's fine. Just get Wi-Fi, wherever you are. I would suggest having a second laptop, like a separate screen. You could buy something on Amazon that's like just a separate screen that connects. You could buy something that goes on the sides, whatever you want to do. I would say have a headset, for noise cancellation. I like boom mics and different things. It just kind of depends where you're at. And but you have to be consistent and disciplined.
Got it.
Yeah. Being overseas, I had to be extremely disciplined to my schedule.
I bet. Well, because, in theory, it sounds great, right? Dude, I'm going to be wherever I'm at. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Hawaii. And I'm just going to bring my laptop and sell. But it ain't like 9 to 5 like you're doing it here. Like to your point, it's at night. So you're on vacation. You're doing stuff throughout the day. You're going to have to sacrifice sleep. So the fact that, like, I love what you said. You need to have this concrete schedule. You need to do that first. It's not just my first day, Tierre. I'm going to go on vacation and sell a bunch. It don't work like that.
It's definitely not possible, because you also don't maybe have the resources, or like maybe you do need to dial all day long. Like a lot of stuff that I do is pre-booked appointments, and I book a lot of appointments by text message. I'm not even talking to the client. I'm texting them for the appointment. You're
texting, or is it like a chat bot?
Some of this stuff is automated, but sometimes when clients say like, well, I didn't like anything on your calendar. So like I booked one for this morning, last night, and I did it this morning in the car, like sitting in a parking lot, connected to like a hotspot Wi-Fi from across the street, but because my calendar was blocked for the morning, but I just opened them up for 7:30, and I did a 7:30 morning Zoom in the parking lot, right? Because we can work from wherever.
Sure.
But like if you need to pound the phones and dial, if you're pounding the phones and dialing somewhere else, like if you're doing it at your office, at your house, or you're doing it at your office somewhere else, or you're in, Jamaica somewhere, or you're doing it somewhere else, you still need to dial.
Right.
Unless you have systems in place that kind of help you fast forward some of that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do a lot of that. But you have to build up to that. I couldn't be overseas in my first couple of years because I didn't have the systems or the knowledge in place. I just didn't.
Right. So get good at what you do here first. Get your process down. Know how many appointments you need. Know what it takes to get that. And then when you go overseas, you have to do the same thing, but you're going to have to sacrifice something.
Something. You're going to have to sacrifice sleep. Like, I really wanted to go see the Vatican, but I actually had Zooms the night before and the day of the Vatican trip.
So you missed it.
I missed it.
But you had 9 weeks of vacation. You've seen a lot of things, right? Yeah, that sucks. But you also, what'd you say the trip cost you? 100K?
I probably spent like 70 grand.
70 grand? And you made 300 while you were there.
Yeah.
So
it's all right.
I think it's all right. Right? Yeah. You'll see the Vatican some other time.
Yeah, and it's like, I had tons of pictures and different things.
Yeah.
And it's not like the last time we'll be there for sure. You know?
Yeah. Switching gears a little bit. We talked about your pitch to Zoom. We talked about the IULs. You're getting IUL leads. But you are kicking ass with annuities, dude. Annuity Hall of Fame last year. Yeah. You got a blue jacket. I mean, you're already on a great pace already this year, a couple months in. Where are you finding these annuities?
A lot of times it's honestly just through the IUL leads.
Really?
I think a couple that I wrote this year were off of like, and I'm just being very transparent, like off of vet leads.
Okay.
Cause so like IUL leads, sometimes they're slow and I'm working my schedule and I don't have leads. So what do? I go buy vet leads and try to sell final expense.
Yeah.
But then the conversation goes a different way. And I'm like, oh, I do final expense, but I also do financial planning and different things like that, you know, tax-free retirement account stuff. And they're like, oh, you do tax-free retirement? I was like, yeah. What do you mean by that? Oh, like, you know, helping people with old retirement accounts. And then it turns into a fixed index annuity. And honestly, I forget about the final expense.
Right.
Like, I'm doing the complete opposite of what's trained. Like, you know, you get the lead and you finish the lead and sell the final expense and then do the annuity. Well, I'm finding the annuity and forgetting about the final expense and then actually giving the final expense appointment to one of my agents and saying, hey, this person needs final expense. Go ahead and help them with it. Yeah. I took care of their tax-free retirement account.
Right. Well, I think a lot of times there's this misconception about annuities where you need to have annuity leads. So we've tried annuity leads. I don't know of any annuity lead that was efficient that, you know, we tried and stopped.
Yeah, I think they're specifically expensive. It's more the targeting marketing.
Yes.
So like my IUL marketing is for like 30, and I say it's my IUL versus annuity marketing, but it's just age targets are different.
Okay.
So one is targeted for like 25 to 50.
Yeah.
And one is targeted 50 to 70.
Got it.
So my 50 to 70 year olds, I might get some IULs in there, but most of the people are 60, 65.
Sure.
So
you find more of your annuities there.
That's where I find my annuities.
Yeah.
But it's just two marketing systems running different target age groups.
Got it. But the same marketing.
One is Facebook marketing and one is Google.
But I mean the same, you're marketing the same product.
It's basically this, one is more driven to IULs and one is driven towards, you know, there's two buckets. Which bucket do you fall into?
Got it.
Like tax-free retirement, which is very vague. Yeah. You know?
But it's not like, hey, do you want an annuity? Fill this out. Like, those don't work.
It's nothing like that. I've tried, because when you make money in this business, it's just the truth. And as a business owner, you sometimes have money to kind of throw at a wall and see if it sticks.
Try stuff, yeah.
So I've tried a bunch of different things. Yep. And at the end of the day, I've stuck with my two marketing agencies because they market for different things and they work pretty well. Like I've kept them on for like the last 3 years. Right. Like I've never turned off lead flow per se. I might have skimmed it down like when I was in Europe because I wanted to like not be as busy.
Sure.
Right. But yeah, with when you have extra to spend, you spend it. You should try it, because what's $3,000? Try it. If it doesn't work, just work harder on your existing lead flow and make it up. And then okay, that company and I don't jive. Never gonna use that again. Right. No big deal. But what if it does work? What if you just break even? Maybe I didn't work them hard enough. Maybe I need to work a little harder. Then try it again, and if you 2x your return, man, maybe they are pretty good. Sure. Maybe I can recommend it for somebody else. Maybe I can keep it. But I've tried higher end annuity leads. Yeah. The ROI is like 2x, 3x. Not really. No thanks. I'd rather like 7, 8, 10x.
Sure. So you're taking IUL leads with the older crowd. Yep. And uncovering annuities. Yep. Walk me through that. How do you go from the IUL to the annuity? So how do you find the annuity?
So really simple. I mean, like, you know, you're 57 years old. Yeah. And you're not the healthiest. Okay. So you're looking at an IUL. Why are you looking for that? Well, I don't have a retirement account. Okay, you don't have a retirement account. What have you been doing for the last 50 years? Well, I have money in the bank and I have money like here or there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, the money in the bank, how much interest are you getting on it? Not much. Okay. You have money in real estate, you said? Oh, yeah, I have real estate. So how's that going? Is it risky? Yeah, sometimes I lose. Oh, wow. Would you like to see something where you put your money into an account and it never goes down or backwards? Like it does kind of like a staircase. Like you go up when the market goes up, and when the market goes down, you stay level. So it's not doing like an EKG machine. You know what that is? Like when they put that thing on your heart and it's going up or down, it's going to go do like more like a staircase. Makes sense? And they're like, yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Because remember, this is a phone conversation.
Right.
So I have to give them
Doing
visuals.
this on the pitch.
There's a pitch.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'd really like to see that. Yeah, great. So when's a good day I could show it to you on a Zoom? And how much is in your bank account, by the way? Oh, it's like 150,000. Okay, cool. And you're gaining nothing on it. Like the bank is giving you maybe $1 a year, right? An interest. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're going to show you something where you could put maybe, let's not put the full 150. Let's put like 100. So you can still keep 50 cash liquid in case you want to like go buy yourself like a boat or something, whatever. You could do that. But we'll look at 100 and see how we could basically double that every 7 years. Make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that'd be good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then I schedule the Zoom.
Got it. So that's on your pitch.
That's on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then maybe on the pitch, I maybe dig on the Zoom. I might dig a little more into the IUL to do the annuity and then the IUL.
Okay.
But I'm trying to protect the money first.
Right.
And then go back and say, okay, you're 57. Any medical issues? No. Okay, cool. Now, outside of, this money that we're going to protect and grow, how about we look at how we can like max fund an IUL and make it actually make sense for you for like the next, I don't know, you're 57, maybe you're going to work till 67. Like a decade is cool. Yeah, it's cool. All right. I'll show you what this can do also.
Yeah.
So I'll do the whole annuity part.
Yeah, that's after annuity's done.
Yeah, like we did the whole thing. Like we did the illustration application. We put in everything.
Yeah.
And then I send you like I have like an intake form that has my goofy little face on a corner of it. And it's basically to fill in like the blanks that we didn't put in the application. Yeah. And then we flip over to the IUL and I do it right in the same spot. But I could do both in like an hour, hour and a half.
Got it. And it just goes back to a lot of the things that we teach here. It's just about having conversations and asking questions.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone wants to cheat code the quick. How do I find it? They're all not going to have annuity money. But you just got to have a conversation.
You just got to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like when I was out of the field, how do you find annuity money with your old clients? You call them up, you do policy reviews.
Yeah.
And one of my big ones last year was like 700,000 or something like that, and an annuity rollover, 401k rollover. That was a client I helped my first year in the field.
So you never asked about money
Never.
back then?
I didn't even know what it was.
What was it, a final expense?
It was a
client?
final expense for like $130 a month or something. Still on the books, Americo, because I had Americo and AIG. Yeah. That was it. It's still on the books, but I called them up. And imagine what that would have done for me if I was brand new in the field and I knew, hey, I could help you with this annuity.
Yeah.
That would have like propelled the business completely.
Absolutely. 700,000?
700,000.
What's that pay? Roughly.
Maybe 60 grand.
60 grand. One transaction.
One transaction.
But client you already helped, right? $130 a month. So you made over $1,000 there. Put a nice policy in place. Had this money sitting there.
I called her up and I said, hey, so Betty, let's say Betty, just so you know, I'm just doing a policy review. I know last year I was bad at policy reviews, to be honest. Yeah. I skipped it, right? And then I was like hunting for more business. So I went back and I say, hey, Betty, just so you know, I'm supposed to do policy reviews. I'm sorry for the last couple of years. I kind of missed out on you. But part of it now is I'm also managing or helping people protect their money. I should have asked you this when I was there, and I feel like such a disappointment that I didn't. But do you have any money like an old 401k or retirement account? She goes, sweetie, that money's been losing money every single year in my 401k. I was like, do you want to protect it now? I can still help you with it. She's like, do you have to come over? I said, no, I'm not even in that part of town, because I wasn't. Right. I think I was with my kids somewhere else in Atlanta or something. Yeah. She was like, no, sweetie, you don't. I was like, no, I don't have to come over. She was like, oh, we just do this over the computer? And I was like, yeah, I'll send you a Zoom link and we just hop in there and I'll show you everything. And she's like, oh, that's good. I'm in front of my tablet right now. Perfect. Yeah. Check your email. And I called her. We did it. I sent her the little paperwork. She sent it back the next day, put together the application, and like 30 days later, it was like 68 grand.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. This is my old business. Let me go through all my years of business. So I just started going through all of it.
Yeah. How much annuity money did you find going through your old
This
business?
this old money, probably like $1.5 million.
Million and a half.
Yeah. I
That
mean, a
was
lot
sitting
of,
there.
yeah, a lot. It was like last year I did like 17 transactions to
Yeah.
get to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But to get to the 2 mil was like 17 transactions. A lot of them were little, you know, but
Yeah.
little is subjective. Like I tell everybody, like sometimes clients are like, well, you know, I don't have a lot. I only have 20 grand. I was like, 20 grand is a lot. You know, it's nothing, zero.
Right.
Right. So don't be like hard on yourself. 20 grand is good, but how do we make that 20 grand grow?
Correct.
Oh, I only have
anything.
Right. Or not lose anything. Oh, I only have 100 grand. 100 grand is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't like down it. You know,
Right.
let's make sure it's protected so it never goes down.
Yeah. And that's the other piece. Like, yes, it's great. Make money. You're here. You didn't come here to like hang out and make friends. You came here because you needed to replace an income.
Right.
But in doing these things to make yourself money, think about that one client who had $700K that was losing money every single month, and now you stop the bleeding.
Yep.
Didn't cost her anything. So that's the
Yeah.
huge thing about annuities. Like life insurance, yeah, it's a monthly premium.
Right.
Got it. But moving your money that's losing money into something that isn't costs the client nothing, and you get paid pretty well for doing that. And it's another way we're helping a client.
Oh yeah, no, she was super, super appreciative.
I bet.
And then, you know, those types of clients, you treat people well, you take care of them, you don't go for the jugular in terms of payment, you go as comfortable. Those clients then give like referrals, and I'm not really good at asking for referrals. People just refer.
Yeah.
People just refer all the time. I've had clients that like I wrote like small little IULs on for like $50 a month, $100 a month here or there. And the lady referred like 17 people.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you're a trusted guy, you're a nice guy, you don't push, you're
Right.
a bunch of referrals. That all helps the ROI.
Absolutely. Well, this is awesome. A lot of good stuff here. I like every agent should be writing annuities.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't know how to write it, obviously we have SRS,
Sure.
you know, right? Like you reach out and, you know,
Like, how did you learn? Because you started Final Expense, right?
I started Final Expense, then I did term, then I did Final Expense over the phone, then I went cold turkey into IULs and annuities. I reached out to SRS a bunch of different times to get help. You know, that's our team that helps with all of that. Then I learned it, understood a lot more with carriers, and you know, carriers can tell you a lot about products, but they can't tell you how to sell it or how to push it. There's not
They know how those products work. Do they build them? Like,
right. They know the ins and outs of them. So then you have to then kind of put together your kind of dialogue as to what is the reason or the rhyme or reason as to go with the product.
Right.
And then you kind of go from there. So like agents on my team, they reach out to me, they pitch to Zoom, and I do the whole Zoom.
Really?
The whole thing.
So they do the whole pitch call.
They do the pitch call. They pass it over. We do a split off, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
And then they learn, and they're in the email conversation, the paperwork. I'm training them. They're getting better. All of that.
And the goal is to get them to do it themselves.
Correct.
Right?
Because I don't want to keep doing their business forever.
Right.
They need to be comfortable enough where they're having the same dialogue and conversations, and the presentation is fairly simple. Again, most of the time when I'm done with my presentation, clients are like, so do I transfer the money to you? And I'm like, no, actually,
I don't want to go to jail.
No, you don't transfer to me. Like, you're not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it, because if we're still tax deferring, we still want to keep it tax deferred.
Right.
But I'll explain that to you really quick. Do you have any questions about anything? No, this makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So most of the time, like, I don't really ask for sales too much.
Right.
It's like, oh, I want to do this. Are you the guy that I work with? I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy. Sorry, I'm just wearing a baseball cap today. And they're like, no, you've been perfect. Okay, perfect. We just go through it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, great stuff, dude.
Yeah, man.
Keep kicking ass. What are you going to finish this year, annuity-wise?
Annuity-wise, I'm still going to shoot for 2.
Yeah.
I'll probably, I think my goal might be 3.
Yeah.
Just to give a little buffer. And then life, probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe if they could do like a red jacket, like a blue jacket with red sleeves, perhaps. You know.
Well, we have. I don't think these have gone out yet. You guys got the pins at convention. There's flags, ribbons, whatever you want to call them, but they hook on, and there's different ribbons for every Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but
you'll be getting them in the mail soon.
Okay,
but maybe next year you'll have a red one and a blue flag.
Honestly, like for me, the blue is cool.
Yeah.
The blue is cool for me. That's crazy profitability.
Absolutely.
Just a given. I think like not this year goal would be green, you know, for the team.
Yeah.
But it's just waiting for the stars to align. Yeah. And, you know, I really want it best for my team, the growth for them. Absolutely. Because it's all crazy sticky business. Like we do 99% of our business is IULs. Like all of it.
Your whole team?
Whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't.
So you got some people making money.
Yeah. The ones that are working and the ones that are doing it, they're making money. And it stays in the books. Yeah. You know, and now we probably have about 3 or 4 people that are doing annuities on a regular, which is good, which they've trained. I've helped them. I've closed deals for them where they see everything.
Are any of them going to hit Annuity Hall of Fame this year?
Yeah. I think 2 of them will hit it for sure. 2 out of 4 will hit it.
Should we name them so we can hold them accountable?
No, we shouldn't name them. I don't. That's one thing for me. I don't put pressure on anybody. I don't put quotas, anything on anybody, to be honest. Like, if you want to do this at a high level, you can.
Sure.
If you don't want to, it's cool. I'm still going to.
But you got 2 that if you were betting.
Yeah, two for annuities, and at least I had last year 7 really close to Hall of Fame life. But I think those 7 will do Hall of Fame life for sure this year.
Love it. Good stuff.
But they're still consistent. I mean, like, you know, 388, 390, 347, all IULs, they're still good.
Yeah.
Not
a bad year. Not a bad year.
Yeah, like they're still like, and what I like is, honestly, there's agents on my team that are, like, I don't think I'm a good salesperson.
Okay.
Right? I just work.
Yeah.
And I have more hits, you know, more attempts, so then I get more sales. But there's agents on my team that are just flat out better salespeople.
Yeah.
And now they have the right product and process in place. They just take off.
Right. Awesome. Well, dude, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, appreciate you coming up, training everybody.
Yeah.
Give them some insight on how they can do this from anywhere. But it goes back. It's funny. I do these every week, Tierre, and everybody says a lot of awesome things, a lot of tips, a lot of that. But it always boils back to 2 things: your attitude, your activity. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's why I'll say this business is not easy, but it's simple.
Yeah, and I read something that is, you know, people give up when it's boring.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know where I saw it, but yeah, it is boring.
Sure.
Be consistently boring.
Right.
But people give up when it gets boring and like, oh man, I need to go do something else. Why?
Right.
If that boring, consistent thing is making you,
who cares?
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Get comfortable with being completely boring.
Do we say the same stuff over and over?
Over and over.
Do you remember getting out the car, waving at the house? Hey, would you like me to take my shoes off? Just the same shit.
Over and over. But if it's working for you, why change it?
Yeah.
And if you want to add something else, like if you're not doing annuities, add annuities. Correct. If you want to spice it up, add annuities to it. If you're already doing annuities and you're doing IULs and you want to spice it up, I started dialing more vet leads because I had downtime.
Yeah.
And I wanted to work. So I bought vet leads and I started working.
I bet it wasn't boring when you made $300K overseas on vacation. That wasn't boring.
That wasn't boring. And it's like, but a lot of people give up or say it's not working for them because it's boring.
Sure.
This is not exciting.
No.
It's not glamorous.
Right.
But you can live the life you want to live with it.
Yeah. Hey, do some non-boring stuff when you're not selling.
There you go.
Be boring when you sell.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah, just
you're helping people, you're making money. Who cares?
Taking care of your family, you're doing whatever you need to do. Just I don't finish my work day and go, wow, that was such a great day. Like,
right. That was fun.
It was like boring. I just do my schedule. Whatever's on my calendar, I just do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff, dude.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for watching. You know where to find us every week right here on The Next Level. Subscribe. Share this with all your agents. Get registered for annual convention, fflconvention.com. Tickets are available now. We will definitely sell out. We're back at Irving Convention Center, and that's where you can get more information like this here and meet the people like Tierre will be there.
Yep.
Anyone can go up to you and go, hey, dude, I got a question. You're not going to like stiff arm them and run away, right? Like, but everybody's so accessible at these events, and I guarantee you go to Ignite, you go to convention, you're going to find, if you're paying attention, that one nugget that could really propel your business to the next level. So appreciate y'all joining us. You know where to find us every week right here. We'll see you next week.